So, Matthew, they did it. The Giants are at homeostasis.
I told you they were going to get there.
You did. You were absolutely right. I mean, I had my doubts. I'm not going to lie. You know, I certainly didn't think they were going to win that Dodgers series. And, you know, given the way they played the Marlins last year, I wasn't really super certain about this series either. But hey, I have a question for you.
All right.
So this means things are looking up, right? They were at one point. They were like, what? I don't know, 1,000 games under the homeostasis?
At least, yeah.
And then they started winning series, but Bob has been stingy with the music, like the intro. Right? It's always the same music, but he doesn't give them the good intro. We haven't heard the good intro in like weeks.
Well, yeah, because they haven't been good.
Is Bob going to play the good intro this week?
Oh, I don't know. That's not my call. Bob just makes the call. I'm not part of that.
Oh, you're not involved in that decision making at all? Just Bob just decides? No. Bob decides what Bob decides.
Exactly.
Well, you know, I'm not afraid to call him out, but I guess you're right. It's his call, and we'll see what he does. I'm kind of curious, though. I really would like to remember what he says in that intro. There is one question, though, that I had about homeostasis, because you seem pretty psyched about it. You're pretty excited that they've achieved this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Okay, but now that they're at homeostasis, Matthew, doesn't that mean that it doesn't get any better than this?
God damn it!
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the jokes are sharp and so are the Giants. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to episode 361 of Giant Cocktails, where we are as sharp as the Giants, Ben.
Whoa, they're sharp. Like card sharps.
Exactly. Like a Sharpie.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what people think of when you say sharp. Sharpie. Like a Shar-Pei dog. You know, it's like all wrinkly and just, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And stinky, I hear. Yeah.
Ben, I am excited to tell you about today's episode tie-in because Chili Davis collected 361 walks during his 7-year Giants career, in which he appeared in 2 All-Star games and was your favorite player.
He was my first favorite baseball player. He was my first favorite Giant. You might say that he is the original inductee into Ben's Giants Wall of Fame. Chili Davis, Red Hot Chili, eventual batting coach of the New York Yankees.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, 2-time All-Star, and I remember every one of those 361 walks.
Maybe you could give the current Giants some pointers on how to draw a walk.
I bet. I mean, I think the secret is don't swing at balls that aren't strikes.
Yeah. That's probably something that somebody should tell the Giants.
I think they're actively telling them to not do that. I think they're saying, like, yeah, just swing at whatever.
It seems so.
Yeah,
It seems so.
That's what the massage guy is telling them.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yes, Bob, let's talk cocktails.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking an original cocktail that I did not create, but it's called the Golden Nickel, and I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you, Bob. Today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling The Stupid Cat Doesn't Have a Name. And really, it's just an old-fashioned. So I guess the mystery is why the new name. And I'll tell you all about that at the end of the episode. And that's what I'm drinking, Bob. The Stupid Cat Has No Name.
Guy Chapman.
Don't. No. Not. Just stop it. Stop
Anyway,
it.
today is Sunday, April 26th. As we record this podcast, Ben, yes, as we mentioned at the beginning, the Giants have reached sweet homeostasis. All is right in the world. The Giants, once again, are 2 games under 500 at 13 and 15 because they went 2-1 against the Marlins this weekend. And I know it's been a while to kind of talk about the Giants being good, but they have won 7 out of their last 10 games. And they are only 3 games back of the 3rd wild card. There are actually 5 teams now that have worse records than the Giants,
including the Rockies, the Phillies, and the Mets.
Exactly.
Matthew, but I'm concerned, though. How did we get here? How did we get to the point where you sound so darn happy that the Giants are 2 games under 500?
At some point during our podcasting journey, we noticed a pattern.
Okay.
And that pattern happened to be that the Giants were most often 2 games under 500.
Okay.
And so, if you recall, I think I was the one, but honestly, I don't remember.
No, it was you.
We named that phenomenon as homeostasis.
No, it was you.
Okay. Well, that's how we got here. The Giants have been slightly below average for the last 4+
Yeah, I didn't
seasons.
actually want a real answer, dude. I mean, you might as well just told me, well, the Giants went 13 and 15 in their first 28 games. That's how we got here. But I guess Bob, what does homeostasis mean again?
Homeostasis, when the Giants are 2 games worse than you think they are.
I like that.
I think in Bob's mind, it's kind of a state of being.
Yeah, I
You
like
know,
Bob's
it's kinda-
definition. It's really good. It's really good. It's just always like, hey, you're a little bit of an optimist, but not really. It's just that your team is just a little disappointing.
Which is fair for Giants
Yeah,
fans.
not a lot disappointing. You know, they're not the Colorado Rockies. They're not this year's Mets or Phillies. They're just the Giants. What are we talking about today, Matthew?
What are we talking about? Well, we're going to talk about the Marlins series, of course, and some of the things that happened during that time. But also, Ben, 1/6 of the season has been played as of yesterday.
That's right.
And as is our custom, when we remember, we break down the previous 27 games.
I think we've only forgotten one time the last 2 seasons. I mean, each season.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's usually around month 5.
right, because we're like, how many? 27 times 4 is what?
Yeah, and usually the Giants are in their deep swoon then where they're like, oh, we're never going to get back to homeostasis before they surprise us.
Somehow miraculously do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But first, Ben, I did want to talk about one thing that has been coming up, and we did address this at the beginning when ABS became around. We had some thoughts about Patrick Bailey and his control of the strike zone and his framing of pitches and how that might be affected by ABS. And I got to say, in the first 27 games, I have been underwhelmed by Patrick Bailey's handling of the ABS.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's had some calls, especially recently, that are just sort of like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Patrick?
Early in games, too, early in counts, and he's not being right very often, not including Sunday's game. Through Saturday, he was only right on 45% of his challenges, which kind of sounds like, okay, that's almost 50-50, but literally you can flip a coin on that. He's 56th out of 69 catchers in the majors who have challenged ABS calls this year. So not great on that. So that's one part of it. And that's part that I actually originally was like, that doesn't, it just seems like he's always screwing that up now. And I thought that he would be much better at that. But what's also interesting is exactly what we feared when the ABS came around, is that Patrick Bailey is so good at framing balls on the periphery of the strike zone into a strike and convincing the umpire that they're strikes, that opponents are actually challenging him and winning considerable amounts of challenges against Patrick Bailey's framing. In fact, the net against is he's a +8 on the season, which means that there have been more positive challenges from the hitter than the negative, 8 more. And which isn't great. So that's what has been on my mind lately, is that combined with his not calling him on for his pitchers and then hitters actually challenging, we're not really benefiting as much from this ABS as I thought we would.
Okay. So first of all, this whole thing where he's gotten all these calls where the strikes have been overturned to balls. All that is an indication that Patrick Bailey's really good at framing, which we already knew. Like, the only way Patrick Bailey fixes that is to stop framing and convince the umpire that those are actually balls instead of strikes. This is something completely out of his control. Like, that stat is a nothing stat. That's a misdirection.
It's a real stat. But I think what's happening is that it's happening more to him because of his reputation.
So you're saying that because of his reputation, these are being called, not because he actually convinces
I'm saying
umpires.
that batters, I'm saying batters are challenging those pitches because of his reputation. They wouldn't necessarily challenge those from a lesser catcher.
Okay, so you're, okay. I don't.
Because he's got such a good reputation
I don't buy
for
that.
pulling balls into the strike zone, and they're like, oh, he must have done that, so I'm challenging.
Well, maybe. But then you would think the other thing would be happening too. You think they would be calling for more challenges on balls that were actually strikes, which doesn't seem to be happening. So not only are they challenging him more, they're doing it with great precision. And that doesn't make sense to me. You know what, Matthew? I think this is all too early. Like, these sample sizes are really small. And you know what?
All right.
We shouldn't be looking
We'll
at
come
these...
back in 54 games. We'll keep doing this. 54 games.
We shouldn't be doing this from a percentage standpoint anyway. These are about individual moments. That's why these matter. These are just blips. And you don't want the blip to change the outcome of the game.
I will say that some of those challenges where he's got a low rate is because it's late in the game and he's just burning challenges.
Yeah.
So he's not as worried, and I don't know how other catchers handle this. Maybe other catchers are okay with having challenges in their back pocket when the game ends, but it doesn't seem like Bailey is. And so he is late in the game just kind of challenging things that clearly, probably not.
My only concern with him is it does appear sometimes he's making emotional choices, not like what he wants. He says, oh, I want that ball to be a strike, rather than I think that, or I'm sure that ball was a strike.
Correct.
And so I have noticed that a bit. And that is bad because then you're wasting a challenge. But other than that, I'm not really worried about any of these things. What I'm worried about is umpires becoming less likely to call, these strikes when because Bailey's tricking them. And so far, it looks like that's not happening. It seems like the umpires are falling for his tricks. It's just that the batters are catching them.
As always.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, I think it is time to talk about the Marlins series. And Ben, I was at a restaurant and bar on Friday night.
Wow.
Watching the game
You have a
on
social
the
life.
TV behind the bar. I do. Yeah. And enjoying a nice cocktail with a lovely dinner at Goldfinch in Sebastopol. And it was Hauser D's Nuts on the mound.
It was Hauser D's Nuts on the mound.
And I'm going on record that we've been changing his name. We've been Hauser D's Wins. From here on out, it's Hauser D's Nuts, people.
We've made a long round journey around D's Nuts. And we've circled back to D's Nuts.
D's Nuts. Because D's Nuts are nuts when you're giving up 8 runs on 11 hits in 4 innings pitched.
That's what we call
Every time I looked up from my cocktail, I'm watching some Marlin rounding the bases, and it was ugly. And I'm glad I didn't have the sound on, and I'm glad I had alcohol in my hand to watch that.
It's what we call a non-competitive start. This was an unwinnable game, just like old Tyler Malley's evil twin Trevor had. Those unwinnable games. This was an unwinnable game from Hauser. And it just really looked like the Marlins had his number. They were swinging, and they knew exactly what they were looking for. It was like, I don't know, was he tipping his pitches? Was he just, who knows? But whatever it was, it sucked.
Big time. Giants did bounce back in Game 2 and Game 3, which was great, behind solid starting pitching. Robbie Ray on Saturday was a little wild, especially in the beginning, 32 or 33 pitches to get out of the first, but then settled down and got through 5. And then I can't go a whole series without mentioning Landon Rue. 7 2/3 innings, 3 runs on just one mistake. One mistake. You know?
I'm just glad the Giants won that game. I'm just glad this offense has finally found a way to score multiple times in the late innings and was able to salvage this game, because this game was stupid. Landon Roop's outing was amazing. Absolutely shutting these idiots down. And except for like 3 dudes. And it was like, you give up a home run, a walk, and a hit. Maybe you only give up 1 run. But no, he did it in exactly the wrong order. It's just like, ugh. But then the offense came along, and it didn't matter. And so his stellar start for the rest of the game was super, super relevant. So yeah, yet another amazing outing from Landon Roop, and a situation, as listener K mentioned to me today, he's always got that one inning. He's always got that one moment in the game where things just kind of go sideways a little bit, but then he rights the ship. Yeah, typical Landon Roop today. So I very, very much enjoyed that.
I do think that we need to shout out a couple of offensive players that this weekend that were great. One, Jung-Hoo Lee. I think you owe an apology to the Hooligans, Ben, because Jung-Hoo is the hottest hitter in baseball over the last 7 days, with hitting .571 during that time.
Okay.
So I'll sit patiently while you apologize.
I will apologize as soon as Jung-Hoo Lee hits better than .250 for 3 consecutive months.
Well, he's off to a good start in the first month.
Yeah, he is. He's rallied significantly. I'm saying he has to hit above .250 in each of the months.
Okay, we will keep track of that because the Hooligans will be quick to remind us. But you can't complain with the results right now, right? I mean,
no, I can't complain. I'm super psyched about it. I'm happy. I'm just like, we've been through this with him already. We've been through this. Let's not all go through it again, is what I'm saying, Matthew.
Okay, well, I mean, the man's not going to hit .571 for the rest of the season.
No, and I'm not asking him to. I'm asking him to hit less than half of that. Less than half of that is what I'm asking.
Okay, and I think that is a reasonable request, and I think that Jung-Hoo is up to the task. You know who else had a pretty good weekend, though, was Casey Schmidt.
That's right.
Holy Schmidt, was he good. Outside of a couple little base running blunders. Little, just eagerly rounding second base.
Yeah.
Maybe not so eager next time.
No, maybe not so eager. Maybe... I feel like this is one of those things where they're like, yeah, we're going to play aggressive baseball. We're going to be tough and da-da-da-da. Like, we're going to swing at pitches and make contact. And, and then they actually go out and try to do it. And what it ends up doing is they don't get any walks. They don't hit any home runs. And they just make stupid mistakes on the base paths. That's what's happening, I hope. Because otherwise, Casey, you look like Elliot Ramos out there.
Yeah, well, both times, I think he was trying to take advantage of the defense kind of where they were, and then he made amends. The 3-run home run, the 7th on Saturday, and then again on Sunday. I'm really enjoying watching Casey Schmidt be the hitter that we had kind of hoped and thought he could be over the last few years. I think we were waiting for this, and almost to the point where we thought he'd be our starting second baseman, but now he's our starting designated hitter.
No, this makes perfect sense, Matthew, because Luis Arraez is easily the best defender on the San Francisco Giants, so you need him out there. You want him out there. He has to be out there. So obviously, you would never have Luis Ariz be your DH. You would give that to Casey Schmidt, who, I mean, he doesn't even play second base. He's a first baseman, you know, as far as that's the position he's played the most of this year. And so why would we even think about putting him at second base? No, everything is aligned exactly the way it should have been from the very beginning, just like I'm sure Buster and Manazian had it all penciled in. Casey Schmidt's your DH and Luis Ariz is your starting second baseman. Absolutely.
Well,
Geniuses.
yes, I think genius and a little lucky, because I know that the DH was one of those spots that they wanted to have freed up for other people to play. They could rotate guys through. What they were not counting on was that everybody else not hitting. And so now the only guy hitting is Schmidt. So you're going to put him in the DH spot and let him be there.
Well, they also weren't counting on having a manager who's morally opposed to rotating guys through. I mean, what are you talking about? What? Why would you not use your 9 best guys every day, Matthew? That's ridiculous.
It makes sense to me. Okay, I do have a question for you, though.
Okay.
I know it's a little early, but All-Star Watch.
Okay.
Clearly, Landon Roop, I think, would be a grand candidate to be All-Star representative of the Giants. Mm-hmm. Would you argue with me on that?
No, I would not. I think Landon Roop is definitely a all-star candidate. I think there's too many guys in the lead pack right now. You know, we need a few guys to fade. But yes, he's in the lead pack.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. And then dare I say, I nominate Casey Schmidt to be the Giants representative at DH in the All-Star game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
And I know there's some guy named Ohtani
right.
that could also fill that spot. But, you know, he's a pitcher.
Right.
So he could make it as a starting pitcher.
That's true. He could make it as a starting pitcher. Mm-hmm.
And then you still need a guy to DH, and Casey Schmidt leads all National League DHs in batting average right now at 296.
You know what they're probably going to do for Ohtani is they're just going to break all the rules of baseball.
Oh, they're going to make a 27th man thing, kind of like they did for, you know, I don't know, all those like retiring ball players that they throw on there to kind of
right, or the guy who's pitched for 3 weeks like they did last year with Mizorowski or whatever. That was one of the dumbest things ever. No, what they're going to do is they're going to let Ohtani play as a pitcher, and then they're going to let him play as a DH, and there's going to be no continuity between it. He's just going to enter as 2 different players, because they're just going to throw all like pretense out the window, just so they can just ram him down our throats. Just one more time.
Let me be clear. I don't care if Casey Schmidt plays in the All-Star game. I just want him to be an All-Star.
Okay. So you're saying maybe he'll be DH number 2. Is that a thing that even happens? I don't know. Like,
not,
I think Casey Schmidt is lining up to be like, if he does have all-star numbers by the all-star break, Matthew, he is the perfect guy to get snubbed. Like, that's what this is looking like, especially because we need an extra Dodger on the team or something.
Well, yeah, it's just one more reason to hate the Dodgers, for sure.
For sure.
Okay. Well, I do think, though, that this was a really good series in that we have some momentum now. I think a few series ago, I talked about how we just won 2 out of 3 of every series for the rest of the year, that we would have a pretty good season. And so far, I am correct, and I'm going to keep reminding you that for as long as we win 2 out of 3.
I hope that's for the rest of the season.
Me too. Me too.
They're going to win a lot of games if they do that, though. I mean, they might break the record. They might go more than 107. Somebody should do the math on that. I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it either, but stranger things have happened. Okay, Ben, it is 27 games into the season.
That's right.
Actually, 28
That's right.
now.
That's 1 month, people. We are 1/6 of the way through the season. We've played 1 month of a 6-month season. Everybody else is waiting until May 1st to give you their month review, and that's just going to be padded stats. Right? It's just going to be all padded stats. Here, we do it the right way. 27.
Really won't be padded, though, because we got swept those first few games.
They're padded because
March.
Those games got played, Matthew. There were some pretty ugly stats that came out of those games.
Okay, maybe padded isn't the word to use. Maybe watered down.
I was just talking about time. You know, not everything is from the perspective of the Giants winning, Matthew. Some things are just from the perspective of homeostasis.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The point is, it's 1 month time right now. Because we played our 27th game on Saturday. And that is 1/6 of the season.
So before Sunday's game, we were 12-15. So we were actually 1 game under homeostasis.
Correct.
At the 27 game mark.
Correct.
I did the math.
Okay.
Ben.
Okay. You did math? Okay, does it mean I'm gonna have to double check? I'm gonna have to double check the numbers.
Well, now I'm questioning if I did the math off of homeostasis or 3 games under 500, and because that does make a difference.
Well, I can tell you what 12 times 6 is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And that is 70.
Oh, you were right. Okay, so I did do it on that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm proud of myself. I did do it
Okay,
that way.
yeah.
Okay. So we are on pace to win 72 games.
That's way okay. Wait, but we're at home. But that doesn't make any because like 72 is 72. That would be a lot more than 74 losses. So like somehow like when you add homeostasis to homeostasis, it's not homeostasis.
It compounds. It's an ugly thing. We don't want to be continue. We don't want to be homeostasis by month.
It's an ugly thing. Okay, got it. Okay, that's not good. But okay. Well,
it's just a poor start. Doesn't mean that that's where we're going to finish.
Yeah, that's why homeostasis is so great because there's going to be some high points. There's going to be some points where they win more games than we expect.
It's on pace to win 86.
Right.
And then on pace to win 62.
Right. I mean, they're always going to.
And then on pace to win 87. And then on pace to win 64.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Right. Okay. Well, so what do we do now?
All right. Well, so month in, 27 games. I figure we would do a good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ooh.
Breaking down the offense, the pitching, both starting and bullpen.
Ah.
And maybe even defense, and then let's also give a little bit of a Tony Vitello dive.
Okay, that
dive.
seems yeah.
We're not deep diving.
Yeah.
We're shallow diving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we don't have a lot of time for this, Ben. So Bob has an idea.
Okay.
It's time for a lightning round.
No, I don't want to. No, lightning round. God, no. I suck.
This episode is running long because Ben can't shut up.
Dude, what? That's not even.
He's not wrong, man. He's not wrong.
We're not running long. We got plenty of time left. We got 25 minutes left. I can blather on for 25 more minutes. And I'm gonna. You can't lightning round me. You can't lightning round me.
All right. Good, bad, or the ugly. Okay, hitting, Ben. Go. Good. Who's your goods for hitting?
Who's my goods for hitting? Ooh, I like Casey Schmidt. And because other people don't like him, I like Elliot Ramos.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Those
That's
are my
one
goods.
that I wouldn't have. Okay. I think there are a lot to choose from, surprisingly. I'm going to do Luis Arraez. Jung-Hoo Lee.
Yeah, okay. I would, yeah.
And one, even though he's on the IL, Daniel Susak.
Oh, come on, dude. The guy's played in 11 games. 11 games. Are you... All right.
He leads the team in batting average, though, Ben. So, I'm going with it.
Yeah, well, the second best hitter on the team is Eric Haas. Okay? The guy's 1 for 3. Okay? So, I mean, that's... Okay, that's like the worst stat you could have chosen.
Lightning round, Ben. Bad.
Who's bad?
You know who's bad.
I didn't think he was gonna be bad. He got off to a good start, and there were times during this first month where he was like the only good guy. But yeah, Willie Adames is having his typical start to this season. He's like hitting 209.
Finally got his first first break today. So hopefully that will clear the last time that happened when he got a break. He went on a little run.
That's true. Last year
so,
he did. He got a little. He went on a little bit of a run when he got his first day off then, and it was like. I don't know what's up with these managers, but they're like, oh, I got Willie Adames. I'm going to play him every day. And then they're like, oh, Willie's good. And they just never look at the numbers.
I'm pretty sure Willie just goes into the office every day going, hey, Skip, I'm in the lineup again today, right? Hey. And then
Skip
works,
can't say no because like he feels bad. Wow,
exactly. Willie's such a nice guy.
No, that's manipulation is what that's called, Matthew. That's not right.
Exactly. What's wrong with that? I mean, I'd be doing that if I was in Willie's shoes. Anyway, another bad. And I'm not going player this time. I'm going no walks.
No walks.
Our on-base percentage is the lowest of any Major League Baseball team. That's a bad thing, and I think that they really do need to fix that if they want to. And we did see a little bit of that. I think in Sunday's game they had like 5 walks, so that's a much bigger improvement than what we've seen lately. I hope that.
I would have called that ugly, but I guess that's a different category. I've got an ugly one though.
Oh, okay, who is it?
It's Rafael Devers.
Oh, so ugly.
I mean, like he's our most important hitter, and he's like our least productive. I mean, I'm excluding Patrick Bailey, of course. I just like.
Oh, well, that was my ugly, Patrick Bailey, because it doesn't get any uglier than Patrick Bailey, except in clutch situations and bases loaded or runners on, whatever, late in the games.
Except,
notwithstanding,
you could attribute at least one win directly to him.
Exactly. Which, okay, that's great. I think the other ugly that we need to really call out is just very little power. And we're starting to see that now. There's been a little bit more. We had 3 home runs on Saturday. So I think that maybe that's starting to change, but we've been struggling to hit the long ball. And that kind of ties in with Devers because that's what you're expecting from him.
I have some thoughts on that, but I'm going to share those later since this is a lightning round and all.
Okay. Oh, wow. Look at you following the rules. All right. Team pitching, Ben. Team pitching. Starting pitching. Let's start there. Overall, I think the starting pitching, some good and some bad and some ugly, right?
Yeah. What do you know?
I was trying to find some really good thing.
Yeah, I know what you were trying to do. You were trying
but there's a couple of pitchers that are like bringing down the overall.
You were trying to do
numbers.
that Matthew thing where you just oversell and you're just like, it's great, which you've been doing for like the last 2 episodes, and then you're just like, I can't get away with this for a 3rd week in a row. So yeah, there you go. There have been some good guys though. I'm gonna go with Robbie Ray because I'm gonna let you have.
Oh, Landon. Roop.
No, you already. This is a lightning round, dude.
Right.
Like we don't have time for that.
That was a lightning round, Roop. Okay, all right, and yes, bad. Oh, who wants to say?
I'm gonna say it because it's my job.
Okay.
It's Logan Webb. I mean, he's got a whip of 136. He's got a lot of losses. Not that that's the only barometer, but like we expect him to be the guy who rights the ship, and that has that just hasn't been him. And
he's the one that's saying that he thinks he's letting the team down, and I don't think he's wrong.
Wow. Straight out of Matthew's mouth. Yeah.
The golden nickel might be
agreed.
A little bit
Yeah,
right now
it's
too,
bad.
Though, because,
okay, let's move on from there. Let's go to the ugly now that we're on a roll and Matthew's agreeing. Matthew.
Oh, okay.
So how do you feel about Trevor Malley and Hauser D's nuts?
I wish that they weren't on the team and that we had Carson Seymour and anybody else.
Kyle Harrison. Mason Black.
Yeah, but Mason Black.
I don't know if he's not a Giant anymore. I'm just who other names that Jordan Hicks. No?
Trevor McDonald EIEIO.
Okay, that's a legitimate possibility.
You can't tell me that Carson Seymour and Trevor McDonald EIEIO would be any worse than Tyler Malley and Hauser D's nuts.
I cannot, and I will not, and I'm not going to get in the way of the silver nickel. So I'm just going to let that flow while I can, because I don't. You might
golden.
Oh, sorry, golden nickel. You might sober up. So let's move on.
All right.
Let's move on to the
relievers.
The surprise of the season.
The best bullpen in baseball?
Yeah, the best bullpen in baseball, Matthew. I'm going to take the good because, I poo-pooed these guys. I said these guys were a dumpster fire at the beginning of the season, and they've done nothing but prove me wrong. So you want to know who's been good in the bullpen?
Yes, tell me.
Everyone. Everyone has been good, especially when they're used right.
Exactly. I'm going to say bad. I'm going to call out one person just because Yucky Bo Rucky when he's facing like Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
And maybe any other right-hander.
Okay. Well, for bad, I'm just going to say that it took them a long time to find their way to how they want to use this bullpen. And I think they finally...
But I think that's to be expected, right? They had a lot of guys, a new coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, they were dealt a bunch of brand new cards. They were like doing draft in Magic the Gathering, right? Like they didn't know what they were getting. And so they had to play around, find the combos that worked. Yeah, you're totally right.
Ugly. Yeah, well, what's ugly?
I mean, the one ugly thing was just was Buteau's injury, just because of how serious it was and kind of out of left field. And that was not that he, it's not really about the results. It's just about what happened. That was ugly.
Agreed. All right. Well, so much has been made about defense for the Giants, and Buster's been saying that he wanted to build around pitching and defense. That's so funny. I love it. Yeah. Like he actually says it with a straight
and he
face,
did that.
too.
He got Luis Ariz, one of the best defenders in baseball.
Exactly. What am I saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
But there has been some good, bad, and ugly when it comes to defense. You already talked about the good, Luis Ariz. All-star Gold Glover Luis Ariz.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
He's third in major leagues among all second basemen and outs above average. So he has been playing a really solid second base, making all the routine plays and some pretty darn spectacular plays. He has been the good as far as I'm concerned.
And he's second in fielding run value and 8th in defensive runs saved. So pick your favorite defensive stat, and that's how good Ariz has been. He's in the top third in all 3 categories, and he's good in all of them. So that has to mean something. I guess I owe Ron Washington an apology. So
yes, you do. I'm sure he's waiting for it.
Yeah. I mean,
bad. What's bad, Ben?
Wait, you want me to say it? I mean, it's look, we have a hitting shortstop. And that means he's not good at defense, although he's not really good at hitting right now. But that's normal because it's the first month of the season. He's a second half guy. It's Willy Adames. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's average at best. Right? Right now, he ranks 11th in defensive run saves with 0. Which is better than a negative number, right? And he's 22nd in outs above average with -3. So, depending on what stat you're looking at, he does come with some warning labels for sure.
Yeah, he's not the greatest. And a lot of times it just seems to be that he's thinking too far ahead in the play.
I will say also as bad, Elliot Ramos, while a lot has been made about him trying to be a better outfielder, he's still not great.
But he's 14th out of 15 qualified out of all outfielders or just left fielders?
Left fielders.
Okay, well, I mean, that's like, all right. 12 out of 16 and outs above average. What this tells me is a lot of teams platoon in left field. That's what this tells me.
Yeah, that is what. There's a lot of rotation through the outfield for a lot of teams, but not the Giants.
Right.
Vitello doesn't believe in that.
No.
Just ask Encarnacion.
Just ask Christian Koss.
Well, yes, that
right?
too. I was thinking for outfield, but you were right.
Fair enough.
Right. Okay, now for defense, I decided ugly wasn't maybe the right word, so I'm going to do ugly / disappointing.
Okay.
First base for me has been disappointing.
Yeah.
Devers looked like he was going to be a pretty good first baseman. Hasn't been as good this year as maybe even last year. We also saw Casey Schmidt struggle there for a little bit. We've seen Encarnacion in his limited time struggle there. First base has been a problem. So I'm going to say that's disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, Casey Schmidt doesn't know how to play the position. Devers had the injury thing. And so, no, I agree. And Encarnacion is an outfielder. So no shock there. I agree. I also feel like we've seen underperformances from some of our studs. So we expect greatness from Matt Chapman and Patrick Bailey, and we've just gotten kind of okay. I mean, Chapman a little bit more so than Bailey, but really, like, They're just not standing out the way they have in the years past.
Yes, especially Chapman has had some throwing errors, and the catch the effing ball scenario. Some of that might have been a little bit on him as well. All right. Tony Vitello. Okay, 27 games on the job. Yeah. How has he been, Ben? What's the good, bad, and ugly of Tony Vitello?
First of all, the good, the interviews. The post-game interviews have been stellar.
I must say that I have been watching post-game interviews way more than I ever have. I actually stick around through the post-game stuff just to get to the live.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing is, like, normally everybody knows what the manager's gonna say when you ask him a question, right? You could write down his answer because it's gonna be the same thing from every manager all the time. But with Vitello, it's like nobody knows what he's gonna say. Most of all, Tony Vitello. Like, he has no idea what he's going to say. Like, my favorite interview of him so far this year was where he spent 5 minutes answering a question. It was like he was Ben up there. And then he said, "What was your question?" It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But we've learned...
You're right. It was beautiful. So what's the bad? What's the bad for Tony Vitello?
Well, the hitting approach. This whole, like, let's make contact thing, I'm not buying it. No, I don't like it. I don't like it because what has it resulted in? A whole lot of strikeouts, no base runners, and no home runs. Hey, message or massage or whatever, like, you get the message. Go get a massage of the brain because this is broken. No.
Agreed. Okay, getting to the ugly bench usage. Like, you can't have 9 guys go out and play like every
Matthew,
game
it's
for an
not
entire
ugly
season.
if it doesn't exist. Okay.
I just like I forgot what Christian Koss looked like until today. Like, he was out there and I was like, oh yeah, that's what he looks like. So you got to get those guys in more, if only because you can't expect a guy to play every 10 days and then have any chance of getting a hit. And poor Christian Koss went 0 for 4 today because, of course he would after being sitting for an entire
So, Matthew,
season.
after Sunday's game, they've played 28 games, right? That's why we're doing this whole 27-game check-in. These are all of the players who have played 27 games or more. Matt Chapman, Rafael Devers, Jung-Hoo Lee, Willie Adames, Luis Arraez, Elliot Ramos. That was 6 dudes. 6 dudes have played every game except one.
If Patrick Bailey could catch every game, they would have done that
right.
too, probably.
Yes, and Casey Schmidt was hurt. Okay? And that's the only reason why you haven't had these guys. Like, we know that Jung-Hoo Lee cannot play 162. I don't know that he can play 140. And now they can't take him out of the lineup. So, like... you need to take better care of these guys, Tony. You need to take better care of these guys. This is not going to last. It's not going to last.
All right. Well, that was a good kind of quick overview of 27 games. We will do this again in another 27 games. But now it's time to look at who's coming up next. And Ben, we are traveling to the city of brotherly love. The Giants get an off day, travel day on Monday, and then they play the Phillies on a 3-game set. Their opponent, the Phillies' record is 9-18. Ooh. 9 pies. Anyway.
9 days. I'm going to give you 9 pies for 9 days.
9 days, that's right, yes. Yeah. Anyway, the Giants' record against the Phillies last year was 4-3. Our probable starters, though, Ben, doesn't line up the way I would love it to be. Tyler Mahle against Jesus Luzardo on Tuesday. Logan Webb versus Christopher Sanchez, which will be a good matchup on Wednesday. And then Adrian Hauser-D's Nuts against Andrew Painter on Thursday. So,
well, I mean, these are 3 really important starts for us to watch how they all perform. because we would like to see Logan
Yes.
Webb come back and be a little bit more of the Logan Webb that we remember. And Tyler Malley is like, can he put 2 great starts in a row? And can Adrian Hauser or D's Nuts right the ship? Right? These are intriguing. They're intriguing starts. But yeah, I know. I don't.
I guess
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
guess I wouldn't.
Isn't it time for the booze,
Yeah, let's just
boys?
drink, Bob. Yeah, you're right.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling the Golden Nickel. And as I mentioned on Friday, I was at a restaurant called Goldfinch in Sebastopol. And there is the bartender there. His name is Nick. And, you know, when you have as many cocktails as I do, you chat up the bartenders. And I've gotten to be pretty friendly with good old Nick. And so I came in and he had a Strawberry Shrub that he had made. And he told me as soon as I walked in, hey, I've got this shrub I want you to taste. And it was actually a sweeter shrub, less vinegary than, it was a lot sweeter than I would have thought, and I said, well, make me something with this. And so this is what he made me. It has 1 1/2 ounces of London dry gin, a 1/2 ounce of Yellow Chartreuse, a 1/2 ounce of Cynar, 3/4 ounces of lemon juice, a 1/2 ounce of said Strawberry Shrub. What I did is I took for 1/2 ounce, I did 1 strawberry, a 1/4 ounce of champagne vinegar, and 1/2 ounce of semi-rich simple syrup. And I muddled those all together and then strained it. And that's what I got. And it was actually great. And then you're going to add about a 1/4 ounce of honey syrup, maybe a little bit more if your shrub is more of a vinegary shrub. You put all those into a shaker with ice, give it a good shake, strain it into a Collins glass with crushed ice if you've got it. Regular ice is also fine, but you'll want to shake it a lot because you do need some dilution in there. And you're gonna get this really great kind of sweet and bitter drink that I have named the Golden Nickel, after my good friend Nick at Goldfinch. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob, the Golden Nickel.
That's a tasty cocktail. What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling The Stupid Cat Has No Name.
Guy Chapman.
It's not Guy. It's not. No. That's a good name, and we're saving that one for just no. Okay? Listen. This is actually just an old-fashioned. It has 2 ounces of bourbon. It has a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. I put 2 dashes of Angostura bitters into that. I put that into a mixing glass with ice. I stirred that to my desired level of dilution, and then I strained that into a rocks glass where I put in a fresh single chunk of large ice. And then I expressed an orange peel over that and then rubbed it around the rim and dropped it in the glass. And then I added 3 Luxardo cherries. That's the old-fashioned that I'm drinking today. Why is it called the Stupid Cat Has No Name? Because I was driving the other day by the stupid San Francisco premium outlets, which are nowhere near San Francisco, and this car in front of me ran over this large piece of debris, and I thought, wow, that debris is rather fuzzy, and then I saw the fuzzy debris move its head, and I slammed on the brakes, and I stopped literally right over this stupid 4-week-old kitten. And because I'm that kind of guy, I did not reverse over it. I reversed... Well, I didn't run my tires over it, is what I'm saying, folks. I backed up and I picked the stupid thing up and I took it home, and now it is living in my downstairs bathroom, and it's covered in fleas, and I've already paid $200 to have my vet look at it, and it's just like, and no, I am not naming it because no, just no, we are not, no, this is not Guy Chapman. This is not Guy Chapman. Nope. No. This cat with his stupid tuxedo, cute look and his stupid heart-shaped birthmark on the bottom of one of his pads. No. And that's what I'm drinking today, Bob. This Stupid Cat Has No Name.
That's a tasty cocktail.
No, shut up, Bob. And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us. We will be back on Wednesday or Thursday, Friday. I don't know, because I don't know when the Giants are playing this week. And I bet you Matthew doesn't either.
We'll be back on Friday.
We will. Okay, so they have Monday off. We'll be back on Friday after the Giants finish their series against the Phillies. If you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the social medias where we go by the name Giant Cocktails. That includes YouTube, where you can also like and subscribe and comment on individual episodes, which we never check. I check Spotify more often than that, and I haven't checked Spotify in a month. Oh, yeah, but most importantly, be sure to leave us a positive review on your podcasting platform of choice. And it's not positive unless what, Bob?
It's not positive if it's not 5-star positive.
That's right. We are 5-star quality people. Give us our love. Or don't, whatever. And if you want to write a story about how you like Matthew more than me because you feel sorry for the guy, fine, I can take it. It's all right. We both know that I'm your favorite. No, we both know that Bob's your favorite. Okay? And Matthew and I. And by both, I mean Matthew and I. Anyway, Matthew, it's been great talking San Francisco Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Ben. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye! I swear he doesn't have a name.
Congratulations. You've survived another episode of Giant Cocktails. Until next time, here's mud in your eye.
Guy Chapman.
It is a good name. It's a good name. We would call him Guy. His official name would be Chapman, but we'd call him Guy. Yeah, because that's the only thing she knows about the Giants is that there's a guy on there whose last name is Chapman, which amuses her because it's two different ways to say man. So yeah, and she's in love with him. The rest of us are like, we're all just all iron-hearted, no, I don't want to cat, grumpy. She's all like, I love it. I held him until he fell asleep, and then I couldn't put him down because he was asleep, and now my arm hurts, and I feel so fatigued. And I'm like, you could have just put him down. And she's like, no, I could never do such a thing. Oh. That's not how my daughter talks at all, but...
Not at all, but that's
what happened.
How it came out. Yeah. I just congratulate you on your lifelong cat.
No, don't. Folks, listen, you know who Ben is. You know I'm going to give this cat away.
In season 18 of Giant Cocktails, it'll be hashtag do it for Guy Chapman.
Do it for Guy. Oh, no. God, no.
Subscribe now because you'll forget when you're hungover.